Hey, good morning and welcome to the inaugural Tom Barfield Show. Glad to have you with us on this Monday. We decided for our very first show that we would take it on the road. We're at Collective on Austin Avenue, 930A Austin Avenue. And thanks to Kevin for opening the doors and letting us in. They're normally closed on Monday, but he said, you know what? Come on in, guys. Have some fun. And we're going to do the show here today. They're normally open from 10 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday, and noon to 5 on Sunday. And again, thanks to Collective for letting us hang out here. I'm Tom Barfield. He's Lark Smith. We've been together off and on for 100 years, and we're glad to be with you here. As we're gonna here's what we're gonna do for you. We're gonna talk Central Texas sports. We're gonna talk about all the things that go on in Central Texas, and we're gonna talk about the sports that Central Texans want to talk about. In other words, yeah, we're gonna talk about the Cowboys, but we're gonna do it from a local twist. We got Kyle Yeomans. Kyle is a Midway graduate. He's gonna be with us on Wednesdays to talk about what's going on with America's team. We'll also talk about the Rangers and the Astros, and we'll do that a lot with Jeff Wilson. Jeff is up in the Metroplex, but we're going to really focus on high school sports here in Central Texas, and I mean all across Central Texas. And hey, if you want to pass along some information to us, if you want to maybe say, hey, I got a neat story I think you guys would like to talk about. I got a neat kid that's really doing some fun and special things. All you have to do is send me an email. It's tom@roguemedianetwork.com. That's tom@roguemedianetwork.com. We'll try to work it in. And now we're on a different channel this morning, but we'll have a permanent channel for you hopefully by the end of today, and we'll be able to pass that along to you. It's going to be on YouTube. But I'll have my own personal channel, and we'll be able to pass that information along to you a little later on. So it should be a lot of fun. I want to thank everybody who's jumped on board with us. I mean, we got a great lineup of sponsors that have already joined the program, Mark, and we're presented by Toe King. Thanks to Gary Hoffman. When we talked to Gary about this, he said, "I'm all in. I'm all in." So thanks to Toe King. And we got a great lineup of people, and I'm glad to have you with us.
Well, thank you, sir. It's more fun than work. Just kind of what I've been doing all my life. I've been having more fun than working.
Well, yeah, and again, like I said, we're presented by Toe King. Sally and Mark over at Morrison's Gifts. Also, thanks to Lake Waco Country Club. And Lake Waco Golf Club, rather. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in just a minute. Also, thanks to Double R, old-fashioned hamburgers. That's,
we eat there at least twice a week, don't we?
We do, and again, that's one of my favorite places to go. Also, Todd Behringer at Waco Body Men. We'll talk a little bit about those guys, and also to Jasper's Barbecue. So we got a lot of folks that have helped us get this thing off the ground and get it rolling, and we are thankful for all of those folks, and we'll talk a little bit about them as we go through the show today. Let me just kind of give you the lineup for today, and maybe even for the week. This will kind of give you an idea of what we're doing today. Waco Tribune Herald sports editor Bryce Cherry joins the program. A little later on today, David Anderson, who's the head baseball coach at Bosqueville, joins the program. They got a huge tournament. And when I say huge, it's 12 teams.
Goodness. But
these are the elite teams in Class 2A baseball. And we'll talk to David about why he's doing this and just how this is all going to unfold. I know they're going to play some of these games at Axtell where they have a field turf surface. And then they're going to play at Bosqueville. And we'll talk more about that. And that's coming up this weekend. So we'll talk to David about that. Tomorrow, Derek Smith, who does Baylor women's basketball and does Baylor baseball with me, will be on the program. He'll get us up to speed on what's going on with Coach Nikki's basketball team that dropped a tough one yesterday to TCU. Marcus Willis, the head basketball coach of La Vega, the women's team, will be on the program tomorrow. They're playing in the state semifinals tomorrow night at 7:00.
Yeah, that'll be down at in
Leander Rouse.
Leander Rouse High School taking on San Antonio Davenport.
Yes, 7:00 for that game tomorrow night, and it's kind of become normal for La Vega to go to the state tournament. This would be 4 straight years that they made the tournament and 9 years in school history. I'd say you might as well just start booking your hotel in August as you get ready for the basketball season. Wednesday, we're going to talk McLennan softball with Chris Berry. Of course, that's an elite program. Chris is, Well, I've known Chris forever. Chris was, when I first met Chris, he was the student or the grad assistant, if you will, for Baylor baseball under Steve Smith. Then he went, then I bump into him. He's the assistant coach at McLennan baseball with Mitch Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Then he takes the job at McLennan softball, and he's built a dynasty there.
Certainly has.
And part of the problem, and I'm looking at his schedule, he's going to go several days without playing a game. And I talked to him on the phone the other day. I said, Chris, what is going on? And he said it's hard to find competition that want to play.
You can find people to play, but they're not necessarily competition.
Correct. So we'll talk to him about that because it's baseball and softball players, they like to get in a routine. They like a rhythm, a routine. They like to play. They don't want to practice.
Mm.
But they don't play again until conference play. I think Ranger is their next game, and we'll talk to Chris about that on Wednesday. Kyle Yeomans, as we mentioned, will join us Wednesday as well to talk Cowboys. On Thursday, this is the cool thing. This is what we're going to do every Thursday. Every Thursday, we're going to talk to Jones Mitchell from Lake Waco Golf Club. Now, we may talk about a golf tip. We may talk about a big tournament. It may be when it's Masters Week, we get Jones to break down the Masters field. I mean, talk a little bit about the golf course. So we will, and then there's tournaments that are constantly going on out at the golf course. They got the par 3 course. We'll talk a little bit about that. They've done a ton of work. I don't know if you've been out there in a while. But they have done a ton of work to the golf course. It's beautiful. They've got a new, basically a new restaurant and bar there, and we'll talk about that. The pool is there. So and memberships are available, all that kind of stuff. We'll every Thursday, we're going to talk golf in some shape, form, or fashion. We may talk about, how to get out of a sand trap. I'd like to really know how not to get into the sand trap in the first place. So we'll talk.
Aim for it. You never
exactly.
get what you aim for.
Well, that's exactly right. So just line up and hit it straight for that sand trap, and I'll slice it, right into the middle of the green.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do that on every Thursday. Speaking of MCC and McLennan, Kevin Gill, the men's basketball coach, will be on the show Thursdays. They get ready to kind of the finishing touches on their season. I think they got a couple of games left, and then they'll go into tournament play. I'm gonna ask Kevin why he lost one game. They're 27-1?
I think it was by 1 or 2 points. It wasn't.
Well, no, that's not an excuse. I mean, what are they? 27-1, I think.
Yes, sir.
Why are you losing the game? So we'll talk to Kevin about that on Thursday. Friday on the program, I think it's going to be fun. Greg Tepper from Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine will be here, and we will talk all things Texas high school football. And you cannot go wrong. And you're saying, what, Tom, it's March.
No.
It's March, but you cannot go wrong talking Texas high school football. So we'll talk Texas schoolboy football. And then also on Friday's program, Brad Shelton, the Midway athletic director. We'll talk about what's going on at Midway as they get their championship softball, championship baseball teams up and running and all that fun stuff. We'll talk a little bit about that, what's going on with their spring sports at Midway. And I want to talk about realignment with Brad and how realignment went. I want to ask you a quick question. I know we're getting close to the break, but are you a fan of how they do things from a realignment standpoint? In other words, in 6A, once they realign, everybody plays their schedule, and then at the end of the season, the 4 teams that qualify for postseason, they take the 2 larger schools from an attendance standpoint, put them into a bracket, if you will, and then they take the 2 smaller schools that qualify and they put them into the small school bracket. But that's not how they do it in 2A or 1A through 5A. They split them up prior. So you have a big school division and a small school division. So you may have, well, for example, Holland and Bartlett right down the road, just outside of Temple, right down the road. They're about 8 or 10 miles apart.
Right.
And they're both in 2A, but they do not play each other in the regular season. One is a Division I school, one is a Division II school. Are you a fan of that?
I don't know if there's any other way to get it done. I mean,
I would do it like 6A.
True, you could, but still, they're trying to get even competition as far as population of schools throughout the regular schedule is what they're attempting to do.
I get that, but they don't do it in basketball. They don't do it in baseball and soccer. It's just football that they do this in. So, for example, in the new 4A district here in Central Texas, don't call it Central Texas anymore. You got Brownwood who's in it. But when you get to basketball and baseball and softball, you go back to playing China Spring, which is now a Division I school. I mean, so it's to me, at times it can get convoluted, but that's the way we do it. But we'll talk a little bit about realignment with Brad Shelton. So that's the week ahead. Again, if you got a show suggestion, we'd love to hear from you, and you can just send me an email. It's tom@roguemedianetwork.com. And once we get our permanent page up on YouTube, then you can what do they call it? Chat you up or whatever on YouTube. Okay, I don't know all the terminology just yet to this streaming platform, but we're going to learn it and we're going to have a lot of fun. So this is a show for you guys. It is a show for Central Texas. We're going to talk a lot of Central Texas sports and the sports that Central Texans want to talk about. And the only way to do that is for you to reach out and be a part of the program. So there you go. We are presented by Toking. And again, Gary Hoffman, thank you so much. No one likes to be stuck on the side of the road, but if you are, you need to call Gary Hoffman and the gang at Toking. They've got all the equipment, and I mean first-class equipment to take care of you. So, and they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance. I was thinking about that. I was driving in from Houston this morning, and I do mean this morning because Baylor played the last game. Thank you very much, Astros College Classic. But Baylor had the last game, and it started late. We were 6:35 throwing the first pitch last night. But we got through, got wrapped up, and I got on the road about 10:30, got in about 1:30. Wasn't horrible. But I was thinking about that driving, if you break down in Calvert at 12:30 at night, what do you do, But I already had Gary Hoffman on my mind, Toking, with the 24-hour emergency roadside assistance, train operators, great equipment to take care of you. I don't know if you've seen all their trucks. They've got the regular, I call them pickup trucks that are but they also got those huge trucks.
Yeah, so ones that can pick up semis.
Well, yeah, they can pick up semis, and they do quite frequently.
Yeah.
So they've been serving Central Texas for a long time. Great folks. If you want to check them out, you can at Facebook. And remember what they say at Toking? They say, slow down and move over. You know what they're talking about when they say that? Slow down and move over. So many officers. Our first responders, when they're responding, they need some room to work. Slow down or move over and let those guys and gals do their thing. It was with as much safety as humanly possible. So check them out. We were over there. Stephanie from sales and I were over there the other day, and I was like, oh my goodness, look at all this equipment. I mean, it's some good stuff. So no one wants to be broke down, but if you are, it's Toking, and you can check them out at Facebook or give Toking a call the next time you need a little roadside assistance. All right, we get the break right here, and when we come back, our first ever guest is Bryce Cherry of the Waco Tribune-Herald. I've known Bryce, I think, 46, 47 years. Well, maybe not that long, but it feels like
he's not that old.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Okay. Bryce Cherry, the Waco Trib, the sports editor, joins us next here on the Tom Barfield Show.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatment, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
All right, welcome back. This is the Tom Barfield Show, the inaugural edition, and we're brought to you in part by Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store. And here's the thing about Morrison's, and Mark, you know this. When you guys don't know what to buy their ladies.
Really?
Yeah, really. Mother's Day, anniversaries. We just had Valentine's, and sometimes it's the get out of jail free. You need one in your hip pocket. Well, I can tell you this because I've shopped there a million times. Sally will take great care of you. Mark, not so much. You're laughing, but it's the truth.
I understand.
Sally will take great care of you. 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Shopping Center. That's right down from Jason's Deli. And Morrison's Gifts is a proud Baylor backer. Mark is a member of the Heart of the Order Club for Baylor baseball. And, they got John Hart, Consuela, Jelly Cats. You ever seen those Jelly Cats? Pretty cool stuff. I'm telling you, I think your bride would like Jelly Cats. I really do. So you can check them out at Morrison's Gifts. And again, thanks to Sally and Mark. They when we said, hey, we're doing a show, Mark said, where do I sign? Let's go. And Sally was, she knows that I'm going to be over there buying something. And I was in there at Christmas because I walk in and I go, Sally, hello, it's me. Let's go. And she starts walking me around the store and we get it done. And she'll do that for you too, guys. 4312 West Waco Drive. It's Morrison's Gifts. All right. Let's welcome into the program the sports editor of the Waco Tribune Herald. Good morning, Bryce Cherry. Bryce, how are you? Welcome to the program.
Doing wonderful. How about you guys?
All right. Just a little technical problem. I'm having a little trouble hearing Bryce, but we'll work on that. Bryce, before we dive into sports, I want you to talk to me a little bit about the book you wrote, Once Around is Enough, with Coach Clyde Hart. First of all, congratulations. I think it's an awesome thing. Second of all, how did that happen? How did you put that together?
Wow, that's a great story. So you guys know Coach Hart was at Baylor forever. Started in 1963. Of course, he ran track for Baylor even before that. Started his coaching career at Little Rock Central, a pretty prestigious high school in Arkansas, and got the chance to follow his mentor, Jack Patterson. Jack Patterson went to Texas. Baylor had an opening, and in '63 he got the chance to come to Baylor and coached until 2019. So a long run. And I was over in his office doing a story on him retiring, finally deciding to retire. And Coach and I, after, getting a lot of things for the story, I turned my recorder off and we're just chatting. And of course, I had covered him since I'd been in Waco. I had the Baylor track beat after Mickey Humphrey died. And so, I came into Waco in '98. So I had been with him over 20 years. And he said to me, I'd like to write a book. You want to write it with me? And he caught me off guard. And I was very flattered and said, yeah, sure, Coach. So that started the process. Like I said, that was 2019. And then life happened and putting together a daily newspaper happened. And every time I'd see him, I'd say, we need to get together on that book. And then fortunately, I hate to put it like that, but 2020 happened, and suddenly everyone had a little more time. And so I would go over to Coach's house and do 3 or 4 hours of interviews with him every Friday, and that went on for about 3 months. And I did more than 30 something hours of interviews with him, and then the bane of my existence began, which was transcribing all those interviews. That took a very long time. Anyway, long story short, it was about a 6-year process to get the book published. But it was also a labor of love, and I was just glad that we were able to get it done before Coach passed, and he was able to enjoy it. We had some book signings. One of the coolest things was at the Michael Johnson meet last year. There were a lot of Baylor alums there, a lot of his old athletes, and we did a book signing. And they were able to come through and take pictures with Coach Hart and get books and get him to sign their book. And that was very special for me. And so, the book's still out on Amazon. I still have copies. I'm hoping to maybe do another just kind of book signing in his honor at maybe the Clyde Hart Classic. I'll talk to Michael Ford about that. But, Coach was a special guy, and I'm proud to share his story.
Visiting with Bryce Cherry, and Bryce, we're having just a little technical issue on our end. If you don't mind, let me take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation. We're visiting with Bryce Cherry of the Waco Tribune Herald, sports editor of the Waco Tribune Herald. Inaugural show, to work out. We're going to do that right now. We're coming right back with Bryce Cherry.
Since 1996, Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers at 18th and Herring has been serving Waco's best burger. There's nothing better than a delicious burger cooked just the way you like it, with garden fresh toppings on a buttered bun. Add tots, fries, curly fries, or onion rings for a perfect meal. So what are you waiting on? How about Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers today? Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. And don't forget to ask about Double R's catering. Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
All right, visiting with Bryce Cherry, the Waco Tribune Herald. And again, Bryce, I apologize for the technical issues, but we got
No
things
worries.
worked out. Hey, so continue talking a little bit about the book. It looked like just some of the posts that I've seen from social media and just talking to you, it was a labor of love, wasn't it?
Oh, very much a labor of love. I've said one of the biggest blessings of the whole process, and as I said, it was about a 6-year process getting it to from an idea to a published book, but was was getting to know Coach better, and for us to develop that friendship, and that was really special for me. And so yeah, it was absolutely a labor of love, and it's Coach's story. It was funny when we were talking about different little details. I said, all right, Coach, this is Once Around Is Enough by Clyde Hart. And I said, we can put with Bryce Cherry. And he was like, no, we need to put and Bryce Cherry. And I said, well, no, Coach, the way you do, those books, it's your story. I'm gonna write it, in the first person in your voice, because they're all your stories. But he was just that kind of guy in terms of just wanting me to have my credit too, and so that was really cool. I mean, the whole thing, and I've said it before. I said it in a column, but one of the last things I ever said to him was, Coach, I'll keep sharing your story, and I'm trying to live up to that promise. So, like I said before, I mean, I hope to have maybe another book signing at the Clyde Hart Classic, and if anybody hasn't picked one up, they could get one there. It's still on Amazon. So, there's a few local places that have it. There's, over at Bankston's, they have a few copies, and downtown they have some. So yeah, it was absolutely a labor of love.
Was there one story, Bryce, that Coach Hart told you and you went, no way, absolutely no way, that did not happen, Coach?
What's funny is, so again, when we were kind of like outlining how it was going to look, how the book was going to be, I said, all right, Coach, I think we need to start not necessarily chronologically. I think we need to start with some of these just crazy stories that you told me, and set up the fact that I think you're the modern day Forrest Gump. You're this guy where all these.
Hang on, how did he take that? when you called him Forrest Gump, what did Coach say then?
He understood what I meant, which was that his life intersected with history in a lot of very unique ways, but just that life sort of took him all over the place, just like it did Forrest. I didn't mean anything else by that.
Wait, like Little Rock, right? You're talking about Little Rock.
Right, like Little Rock Central. He was there when everything blew up in terms of the Little Rock Nine and all of that. He was out recruiting in Dallas the day that John F. Kennedy was assassinated. So there's stories like that. But to your question about Coach, are you sure that happened? That kind of thing. What the craziest to me was, you guys know Mattress Mac out of Houston.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The gallery furniture guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he owned a racehorse, and by just a weird sort of sequence of events, Coach ended up helping to train this racehorse. And he would tell them, look, guys, I don't know anything about horses, but they were like, about speed. So he went up to Kentucky to this horse farm, and he's sitting there watching this horse run, and he's going, man, this looks very familiar to me. And the trainer came over to him and said, Coach, what do you think? And he said, that looks a lot like my interval training at Baylor. And she said, well, it should. I YouTubed it. I YouTubed what you did. And he was just sort of blown away. But the craziest thing of all was that this horse, Run Happy, won the Breeders' Cup.
How about that?
And Mattress Mac calls up Coach and was like, Coach, we did it. And Coach was like, I didn't really do anything. But he goes, no, we're a team. So there's some funny stories about that, and just a lot in the book. Coach was I've said it multiple times, he was a natural born storyteller. So it was not hard for me as a writer to. My thing was just to kind of steer the ship because his stories were that good.
Well, I congratulate you. I know it was a labor of love, and I'm just super proud for you. And is there another book in the Bryce Cherry?
I've got, wheels turning.
Yeah.
Chad Conine and I have talked about teaming up on one so that maybe we only have to do half the work or something. So yeah, there's some ideas out there, but I've understood this. They're a lot of work, and of course, you guys know I also have a full-time job. So.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
Mm-hmm.
now look, our world in the broadcast world has really changed. I'm talking to you on a YouTube channel for Pete's sake, and I never thought I would be doing this. Thought I would always be talking to you through that little box that had the AM and the FM dial. How has your world changed with? I mean, do people still like to pick up that paper on Sunday morning? And I look, when we were growing up, you picked up the paper, you read the sports, you read the start time, you read the local. I mean, you had a routine that you now have. I know it's online and available online, but how has your world changed?
Oh, it's absolutely changed dramatically. I mean, I've been in it now. Wow, this month, 30 years.
Wow.
You are.
Yeah. Yes, I am. Brenham, Texas, the Brenham Banner Press, 1996. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I'm probably going to do a column because one of the first teams I covered at Brenham was the 1996 Brenham High School softball team, and they ended up winning state, beating Midway in the state championship game. Sherry Rogers' team 1-0. And that team was really special to me because I just got to my hometown and working at the paper, and they sort of adopted me and took me along for that state championship ride, and that was a lot of fun. So, but yeah, what was the question? How's the newspaper industry changed?
Yeah, how's your world changed?
Yeah, obviously, we're not impervious to the changes in the industry in Waco. I mean, it's hit everyone. When I came to the Trib, I would say there were 12 of us in the sports department. I mean, including like part-timers and agate clerks and, everybody that does all the different things. And now we've got 3 full-time people, and we're doing, everything we can with a smaller group. So that has changed a lot over the years. Obviously we're printed 3 days a week now. Like you said, it's online every day. So that never stops. So, those things have changed. I would say the core mission and, idea of what we do in terms of telling stories hasn't changed. Just the method has changed some. And of course, just like you guys, we do a lot more, I can remember when we first started a podcast, and I was like, what the heck is a podcast?
I can relate.
Yeah. And we had to have been, this was probably 2008 or something. I mean, this was a long time ago. And I'll never forget walking downtown Waco with John Werner. I think we were going to get something to eat, and we're walking downtown, and this car drives by, and somebody yells out the window, "Podcast sucks!" And we were like, "Wow, somebody is actually listening." First of all, but we realized it was the producer of our podcast that was yelling, "Podcast sucks!"
Oh wow!
So yeah, he was pranking us a little bit, but so yeah, I mean, there's a lot that's changed. A lot more video. We do multiple podcasts a week. So that's been fun to kind kind of get into y'all's world a little bit in terms of the, sort of the broadcasting side of it. And so that's been fun, but it's a lot different than it used to be.
All right, we're going to have to let you go here in just a second, but I do want to get one thought from you. I want you to talk a little bit about Scott Drew's basketball team. Big win Saturday on the road at UCF. That was big.
Yeah, no doubt, no question. UCF, I said, if there was an unranked team in the Big 12 that was like maybe should have been ranked, it was probably the Knights. I mean, or at least, they were the next team up there. Had some really good wins on the season. So to go to Orlando, with kind of that short rotation that Scott has, and to pick up that win, I thought was big. They've played well later in the season. It hasn't always resulted in wins, but they have, I think, leaned into some things that they do well, like Isaac Williams going to the basket. I think Caden Powell, the former Midway Panther, has kind of figured out his role. He was a guy that probably, was originally intended to be their backup center, and of course he's starting. So yeah, they've pieced it together. Still, their only path to the NCAA tournament is by winning in Kansas City next week. So that won't be easy because they'll have to win 5 games in 5 days. And that's going to be really hard. But, at least they've kind of figured out some things I think they can do well. Cameron Carr's playing lights out right now.
Wow, is he ever?
Yeah, 2 games, 26 points in both games, which is high in Big 12 play. So, yeah, I mean, what I appreciate about them most, I think, is that even though this season kind of went off the rails, they continue to play hard. They've never stopped that. And, they're still out there fighting. And, Scott said that after one of the home games. He grabbed the microphone and said, look, thanks for supporting us. We're going to continue to to fight and play hard for you guys. And, I think fans appreciate that.
Bryce, as always, thank you. We'll do this again next week if you're okay, next Tuesday if you're okay with that.
Yes, sir.
We'll dive into some Central Texas, a little more Central Texas sports next Tuesday. But I
Sounds like
really
a plan.
did want to talk about the book because I think that I'm so proud for you.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. And it's Bryce Cherry of the Waco Tribune Herald here on the Tom Barfield Show. We're brought to you in part by Lake Waco Golf Club. It's a semi-private facility. And again, we talked a little bit about it. I mean, you can join with a membership, or you can just call them up today and get a tee time and head on out. They got an 18-hole golf course. They got an executive par 3 golf course. Not many places have both an 18-hole and a par 3 course. They've, you know what? When you're a member, you can go fishing. You can go swimming because it's almost swim season. You can do all kinds of things. They've got the restaurant, which is open to the public. They've got, restaurant and club. So it's a great place. And you want to check them out at lakewacogc.com. That's lakewacogc.com. And heck, I may want to go out there for the
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farm, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Hi, I'm Mitch, the co-founder of Cake, a sexual health and wellness company designed for today and designed for you. Yes, you. The entire product line can be found at hellocake.com, and it's also available in every Walmart near you.
All right, welcome back. This is the Tom Barfield Show here on a Monday. And again, thank you to Collectum again here on Austin Avenue. And Kevin has graciously opened up on his day off. They're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 until Tuesday through Friday from 10 until 2. No, I'm right. Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 7. And then on Sundays from noon until 5 o'clock here at Collectum on Austin Avenue, 930A Austin Avenue. So we're glad you're with us here. We're brought to you in part by Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. Yeah, it sounds pretty good today, doesn't it? 18th and Herring. They're open Monday through Friday from 10 until 4:30. Saturdays 10 until noon. Burgers just the way you like it. See, Daryl has his secret seasoning. He's not gonna tell us what it is, but he puts that secret seasoning. He stole it from Shine, but I mean, he's got the secret seasoning, and he puts on the burgers. And they've got fries, tots, onion rings, curly fries, Texas toothpicks, grilled chicken sandwiches, steak sandwiches, shakes, and more. But you know what? If you're going to Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers, it's for the old fashioned hamburger. Mm-hmm. And again, they're at 18th and Herring. And tell Perry and David and everybody that we sent you by. And don't forget, they do catering. So there you go.
I'm going to pick one up on my way out of town today.
I don't know. Where are you going?
I'm going to Dallas Baptist for McLennan.
Oh, that's right. They play at 4 o'clock today.
Yes, they do.
Hey, so let's welcome in David Anderson. He's the head baseball coach of the Bosqueville Bulldogs baseball program. David, first of all, thank you for your time. Good morning. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing great, Tom. How are you today?
Doing terrific. We appreciate your time. Talk to me a little bit about Bosqueville. You've been there a while. Why have you not moved on? You've had so much success. Why aren't you at a 5A or 6A right now?
You know, it's funny. I got asked that question a couple of weeks ago, and you know, my answer always is I love it here. This place is home. The kids are amazing. The administration is great. In our community, they love baseball, and to me, there's really not a better place in the state to coach. If we need it, the community gets it for us. They support me 100%. They support my family. They took me in when I was 24 years old and had no clue what I was doing. And, you know, I've been around for 9 years. So I love it. And this is where I want to be.
And at Bosqueville, you guys, in a lot of places, in fact, you guys share athletes. And I know that you're fired up because the basketball team is winning, but it also kind of, you know, you've got to share these athletes, and so you've got ball games to play, non-district ball games to play, but you also have a basketball team that's having great success right now.
Oh yeah, let's start off with them. The May brothers got those boys rolling, and it's exciting. First time in school history to be this far, and you know I don't see them stopping anytime soon. And we got 5 guys still in basketball, but you know that's the thing about a small school is winning breeds winning. I can look back at the 2021 season. Our football team went 4 rounds deep. Basketball clawed their way into the playoffs, ended up upsetting a top-ranked team to get to the second round. And, you know, we ended up going to the state tournament. So kids learn how to win through different sports. And I think that's why people send their kids to a small school is you're only 14 to 18-year-olds once. Might as well play everything. And, you know, everyone here does a great job supporting everybody. And, heck, we got a track meet on Thursday. So we're going to play a game at 11 and all 14 guys we got are going to go run. And it's really fun just to see the guys competing.
There's and you just said it, competition. There's no substitution, David, for competition. And I would assume competing in a track meet, competing in a basketball game, competing, you know, in a UIL event, you know, all of that benefits your baseball program.
100%. Winning is winning. It doesn't matter what it is. And I tell the guys all the time is life's a competition. You're going to go compete for jobs when you're older. You're going to go compete for your spouse. And, we want to breed winners on and off the field, and guys that know how to win and do it the right way. And that you learn that in everything. UIL academics, I got a starter right now who's going to start tonight for us who's at ag, and they're all over the place. And I got kids who are going to miss for golf, and our golf team is rolling. And, it's really a lot of fun. It's kind of hectic in the spring, and you got to give and take. And, obviously to me, baseball is the most important, but also I have to understand that 14 to 18-year-olds, go out and live because you're only going to do this once in your life.
All right, David, let's talk about the Texas 2A Showdown. When you look at this thing, and this is an incredible tournament, first of all, how did this come into existence? And kind of talk us through that, and then we'll talk about some of the particulars of the tournament.
So it really kind of started in probably 2021. We were really good, and I had a thought that, there's so many great 2A baseball teams, and Brady Webb, who's up in New Home, we joked about playing in a warm-up game, and I said, hey, I'll meet you in Abilene. And he goes, I'll meet you in Abilene, and it ended up not working out. And then we always joked about, hey, we'll play each other in Dale Diamond. Well, he's kept his end of the bargain since, and I haven't. So, and then I kind of sat there, and they talked about redoing the field and all this work that needed to be done. And finally last year in about August, they said, hey, we're doing the field. Well, I was like, oh, it's too late to get this going. And probably right in June last year, I just reached out to anybody and everybody who I knew was really good and wanted to come, and it ended up working out. And we got 12 really good baseball teams coming.
All right, talk us through it. Talk us through the teams, talk us through the format, talk us through the brackets, whatever the case may be. And I know it's coming up this weekend. And did I read where you're going to not charge an admission for this thing?
Oh, yes, sir. So it's free to everybody, both
Wow.
Here at Bosqueville. We'll have 6 games here a day, and it's free over at Axel. They'll have 3 games a day. Our sponsors were amazing. We got 20 plus sponsors. So the teams coming, they don't even have to pay a tournament fee.
That's exciting. You mentioned New Home. I know that they're going to be here. Who are some of the other teams that maybe our Central Texas viewers will get excited about to see?
Oh, well, first off, like in this area alone, we have the Valley Mills Eagles, perennial powerhouse. They're district rivals for us. They've been down there 6 times, I think, won it 3 or 4. And they're a really good baseball team this year. They have a lefty junior kid who's done some special things. Then you have the Crawford Pirates, and their Coach Slater over there took over this year and has them rolling, and they're doing a really good job. And those are 2 teams right there with this new style bracket in the small school that I think could win it all. And the Munster Hornets, coached by Coach Wheeler up there north of Fort Worth, he's bringing back a whole team from a team that went 3 rounds deep last year. And Coach Wheeler, he gets his guys to win. And they've been to the state tournament 2 times, I believe, in the last 5 years, and won it once. And also the Axel Longhorns, I think they won 5 straight district championships. They've been to the 3rd or 4th round the last 2 years. And then another local team is we have Rosebud Lott. And last year we played them twice, and I don't think we played a team last year that could swing it better than them. 1 through 9, I think they hit 5 home runs on us in 2 games, and they brought back everybody. So competition top to bottom is absolutely loaded.
And obviously this makes you better going into your district competition, but even more so, it makes you better preparing for the state tournament, preparing for postseason.
Oh, 100%. Iron sharpens iron is what I tell the boys. And, if you want to win games, you can go schedule wins early on. I mean, that's easy to do. We can go to a random tournament here or there and go get 4 wins, but that's not going to get us any better. Here, our goal every year is to win a state championship. And that's our ultimate goal at the end of the day is we want to build great young men, and we want to win one. And I'm telling you, since I've been here, we could have a really good year. And, we walk off the field when it's over disappointed because we didn't win it, because that's our community gives so much to us. And we want to prepare our guys, and we want to go do it for our fans.
All right, the tournament begins, Thursday the 5th? And kind of walk us through the format. When do you guys play? And just kind of give us a quick overview of this incredible event. It's the Texas 2A Showdown.
Yes, sir. So it starts March 5th here at 9 a.m. in Bosqueville, and we have games all the way from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. at night over at Axtell, 1 to 5 o'clock. And we broke it up into 3 pools, 4 teams apiece in each pool. The winner of each pool will move on to the semifinal round on Saturday, and then we'll do an out at large, somebody who goes 2-1, and we'll do some run differential stuff, and they'll play in the semifinals as well. And the championship game will be Saturday here at Bosqueville at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, and it's absolutely free to the public. I salute you for putting on such a great event, and for high school baseball fans in the area, and I know we got a lot of them.
Yes, sir.
Bosqueville will be the place to be on Saturday afternoon. And again, you've got games in Axtell, and you've got games in Bosqueville beginning on Thursday. So this should be just a great event, and I wish you the very best with the tournament. And David, thanks so much for being a part of the program.
Yes, sir. I really appreciate it, Tom. My dad's always listened to 1660. And, if you're doing something good in sports or something good for the Central Texas area, you're going to end up talking to you. So I really appreciate you having me on.
Hey, David, thanks. Have a great day. And tell your dad thanks. I'll send him that $20 here in just a couple minutes when we get off the air.
Yes, sir.
And it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They got games in Axtell and games at Bosqueville. And, Lark, we're both baseball nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why would you not want to be at this event? I mean, he's got some premier teams. He didn't mention Holly, and Holly's going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I think they won it in 24. So you've got some elite 2A baseball teams that are going to be in Central Texas. You're going to get a chance to see some great Texas schoolboy baseball. Plus, it's the kind of admission I like. It's absolutely free.
Doesn't cost you a thing to come watch.
Not at all. So there you go. All right, we are presented by our good friends at Toe King. Again, thank you, Gary Hoffman, for being a part of this thing. And we're brought to you in part by one of my good friends, Todd Behringer, and the folks at Waco Body Men. Waco Body Men is they're a local company that combines fitness regimes with recovery therapies using a holistic wellness philosophy. I took a tour. Stephanie from sales and I took a tour of it last Thursday or Friday or something like that. 7,000 square foot state-of-the-art complex in downtown Waco. And that's the cool thing. It's in downtown Waco. So you work in downtown, you want to get a quick workout in, you can run over there and get it done. They got lockers, they've got a cold shower. Man, and do they ever have a cold shower? I think it's like 38 or 39 degrees.
Oh.
They got an unbelievable sauna, hottest sauna in all. I think it's the hottest sauna in North America. But Todd didn't tell me to say that, but I think it really is. It's warm. They got red light therapy. They got body scan. You name it, they've got it. It really is the state-of-the-art facility, and you can check them out in downtown Waco. And if you want more information, you can go to wacobodymen.com, 116 Mary Avenue, Suite 1, or check them out at wacobodymen.com. We take a break. We come back. We'll kind of run through some of the sports news, Central Texas sports news of the day, and we'll look ahead to the Tuesday program when we continue on the Tom Barfield Show in just a moment.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Toe King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Toe King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Toe King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Toe King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated. Each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Welcome to Kitbag, the ultimate destination for football fans. Whether you're cheering for Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, or any other top club, for true football passion, think Kitbag. Visit kitbag.com today. That's kitbag.com. Kitbag.
All right, welcome back. This is the Tom Barfield Show. Coming up tomorrow, we will visit with Derek Smith, and we'll also talk with Marcus Willis, the head basketball coach of the La Vega Pirates. And wow, they got it done, didn't they, Lark? I mean, they first of all, I thought I knew every high school in Texas, but I did not know what is it, Almeda Crawford?
Yeah, Almeda Crawford. Actually, it's Fort Bend,
Okay.
Texas, down in the Houston area, but they beat Fort Bend Crawford 80-39 in the regionals in the 4A Division One. There was one other Central Texas teams playing in the semifinals, and that was Marlin in the 2A Division One. They lost to San Augustine 45-33. So La Vegas girls, the only team advancing to the state semifinals and a chance to get to the championship.
New format. I mean, I don't know if it's new, but I think it's the second year where you do not go to the state tournament in the semifinal round. You don't go until it's still the state tournament, but it's not that one central location. I think San Antonio. Not until the finals, but so they get to pick and choose their semifinal location. And quite frankly, I like it.
Yeah.
So La Vega will play when they're going to play tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night at 7:00 at Leander Rouse.
Right. Okay. So there you go. Boys continue. There's a lot of boys teams still going.
Yeah, the area boys tournament. There was 8 teams, I think, that made it into the area round. Belton lost out to West Mesquite. University will continue as they beat South Oak Cliff by 2, 52-50. Also, Colleen Ellison is advancing. Meyer Academy going to the next round after a 58-30 win over Olney, and Bosqueville, as Coach Anderson mentioned, they knocked off Nakona 57-49. So in the regional semifinals, you got University taking on Frisco Memorial, Colleen Ellison going up against Lovejoy. You also have Meyer Academy in the 2A Division One bracket taking on Collinsville, and Bosqueville going up against Munster. So that's what's still going on in high school basketball around the Central Texas area.
On the collegiate front, from the Baylor perspective, we mentioned the men won yesterday. Tough loss for Coach Nikki and her squad. They lose 65-53. Talia Scott had 17, but boy, it was just a slow start. I think they had 15 at the half, and they're now going to be I believe the 3 seed, and so there's a potential for 3 different teams for Baylor to play in the Big 12 tournament, which I believe begins on Friday. Don't hold me to that.
I think it's actually Thursday.
Is it?
Whichever the 4th is.
Well, they're the 3rd seed, so I don't think they would play until Friday.
Okay,
so,
yeah, that's right.
So, and we'll get all the particulars with Derek Smith tomorrow on the program. Let's see what else. Softball drops 2 out of 3. They did win yesterday, I think 8-0. Baylor softball over McNeese at Getterman, and Baylor baseball had a rough weekend. I say a rough weekend. I mean,
they won. Hey, they beat Ole Miss.
They beat a top 25 team in Ole Miss,
did.
and they did it 6-5 in extra innings. You know what we played? We played the Major League Baseball extra inning rule. We
right,
played
the international rule, whatever.
Yeah, international speed up, whatever. I'm pretty much a traditionalist. I hate the replay. I hate all that stuff.
Me too.
I'm not going to lie to you. In fact, I talked to Doug Williams, the Big 12 umpire, yesterday, and I told him I don't like this. But anyway, that said, I kind of like that rule. The speed up rule, where you place they call it a ghost runner at second base.
I like zombie runner myself.
Well, zombie, whatever you want to call it, but the player that made the previous out goes to second base to start the extra inning, and then you go from there. And Baylor scored and beat Ole Miss. Lost a tough one to Texas, 5-2.
Yeah.
And then yesterday just didn't play well. Committed 4 errors against UTSA. And let me say this.
That'll get you beat.
Let me say this publicly. That is one terrific UTSA team.
Yes, it is.
They can hit. They've got enough pitching, but man, oh man, can they hit. They slugged 5 or 6 home runs on Saturday against Coastal Carolina. So, and beat them 16-10. So there you go. We'll talk more about McLennan, baseball and softball coming up. We got more high school stuff to talk about. We hope you enjoyed this first edition of the Tom Barfield Show. We're going to do it every day at 10 a.m. Again, we will allow, I think maybe today we'll be able to post on social media our YouTube permanent channel, the Tom Barfield channel. Kind of like saying my name. You know who I sound like? I sound like Matt Mosley. Like, you know, it's the Matt Mosley Show. Matt Mosley's on this platform too, so I can tease him a little bit. But Lark, a lot of fun. Thanks for being here. You're always here with us, and so we'll do this again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. For Corey and for Stephanie and for Mike and Josh and everybody behind the scenes, Kendall, and for Lark, I'm Tom. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.